Today's unfortunate story is about Michael Hutchence, the front lead guy on a band called Inxs. The band has won 6 Australian Recording Industry Association awards, including 3 for Best Group in the years 1987, 1989, and 1992. The band was inducted into the ERA Hall of Fame. In 2001, Inxs has sold over 50 million albums worldwide, making them one of Australia's highest-selling music acts of all time. Michael Kellen John Hutchence, born January 22nd, 1960. Songwriter and actor, he was a co-founder, lead singer, and lyricist of the rock band Inxs from 1977 until his death in 1997. Mr. Hutchence was also a member of the short-lived band Max Q, and recorded some solo material alongside acting in films such as Dogs in Space in 1986 and Frankenstein Unbound in 1990. He was also known for his string of love affairs with actresses and models and singers, and his private life, which was often covered in international press. He had a daughter with English television presenter Paula Yates. Michael Kellen John Hutchence was born in the Crow's Nest suburb of Sydney, the son of a makeup artist, Patricia Glossop, and businessman Kellen Frank Kell Hutchence. He had an elder half-sister named Tina. His paternal grandparents were an English couple who had relocated to Sydney in 1922, while his maternal grandfather was an Irishman from County Cork. The family eventually left Australia for Hong Kong. During the early years in Hong Kong, both boys, him and his brother, went to Glendale Junior High School, Beacon High School. Hutchence showed promise as a swimmer before badly breaking his arm. Then he began to show interest in poetry and performed his first song in a local toy store commercial. He later attended King George V School during his early teens. The family returned to Sydney in 1972, buying a house in Belrose. Mr. Hutchinson met Mr. Andrew Ferris back in high school at Davidson. Around this time, these two spent a lot of time in jamming sessions with the Ferris brothers, Tim and John, in the garage. Ferris convinced Hutchence to join his band. Mr. Hutchins' parents both separated around this time when he was 15, and he lived with his mother and half-sister in California for a short time in 1976. He later returned to Sydney with them. In 1977, a new band called the Ferris Brothers was formed with Andrew on keyboards, Tim on lead guitar, and John on drums. Hutchence joined on vocals and Beers on bass, while Kirk Prinley joined on guitar and saxophone. The band made their debut on August 16th, 1977 at the venue in Well Beach. Later in the fame of Mr. Hutchence, Public brawls at one time open drug use led London tabloids to dub him the Wild Man of Rock. He was once romantically linked to Australian singer and actress Cal Minogue, American singer Belinda Carlisle, Danish model Helena Christensen, and Australian actress Kim Wilson. In the mid-1990s, Hutchence became romantically involved with English television presenter Paula Yates. They met in 1985 during an interview for the British TV program The Tube. A lot of bitter battles between Mr. Hutchence and Miss Yates. But on July 22nd, 1996, Miss Yates gave birth to her daughter with Hutchence. Heavenly Hirani Tiger Lily was her name. In September 1996, Miss Yates and Hutchence made headlines when they were arrested for suspicion of drug possession after the family nanny reportedly found a small amount of opium in a shoebox underneath their bed. The case was dropped due to lack of evidence. On November 22nd, 1997, at the age of 37, Hutchence was found dead in his room at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in the Double Bay suburb of Sydney. His case of death was recorded as suicide by hanging. Actress Kim Wilson, who visited Hutchinson in this hotel room the previous evening, was the last person to see him alive. On February 6, 1998, after a deep autopsy and coroner inquest, the report stated that Hutchinson's death was suicide while depressed and under the influence of alcohol and other drugs. Also reported in his bloodstream was the presence of alcohol, cocaine, and Prozac and other prescription drugs. Another claim on his death might have resulted from autoerotic asphyxiation. This claim contradicted their previous statements to police investigators and the coroner. On November 27th, 1997, Hutchence' funeral was held at St. Andrew's Cathedral in Sydney. His casket was carried out of the cathedral by members of Inxs and by his younger brother. In 2004, a book was released by Hutchence's brother called Total Excess. And in the book, he states that on the previous day at the funeral home, Yates had put a gram of heroin into Hutchinson's pocket while he was in the casket. Michael Hutchence is laid to rest at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Hollywood Hills, Los Angeles County, California. Hope you guys enjoyed the unfortunate story of Michael Hutchence, leader, front band member of the original group Inxs. A lot more coming from Tombstone Whispers. I'm Mr. Wade and Mrs. Crime, and we bring it to you. Till then.